Lost Production.
What's up? It's your boy Gotti. Welcome to the Black Barbershop. I got my nigga Ace Boogie up in here. What's the deal, my nigga Ace Boogie?
I'm back, brothers and sisters.
And we back up in this thing. You know, we had to do a little reruns last week. My boy Ace wasn't feeling too good, but we back up in this thing.
Man.
And we got a special guest up in here. We got my boy Nick Hamilton. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. How you brothers doing?
You know what I'm saying? We doing well, man. How you doing, Ace?
Hey, we might need to, I told you before when I first met you, but we might need to check that ancestry real quick because we got the same last name popping off. I need to know if we related or not.
Hey, you never know, bro. You never know. You know, there's a lot going on with that slave trade. Just saying.
On me, man. You want to plug yourself before we go in? Because, you know, you're part of the Good News Radio podcast family as well, man.
I appreciate it.
Some of our listeners know what's going on with you.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys first and foremost for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm the host of the Morning After with Nick Hamilton every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on the Good News Radio Network. Been doing this. I'm a sports and media personality that covers the world of sports and pop culture. I've been doing it for over 10 years now.
Man, and it's an honor to have you, man, because Nick ain't no regular person. Nick really, he affiliated, man. He out here. He plugged. Like,
Nick out here.
He's in the industry. Like, I seen him having a regular conversation with Ryan Hollins. Like, he's just been here for a long time. Like, that's dope. I mean, it's pretty dope.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? All I got is plugs to, like, what, RJ? I don't know nobody else like that. But
no, man, but you know what? It's just timing, bro. Like, it's timing and relationships. And when you're able to cultivate relationships and able to kind of sell yourself a little bit as far as letting people know where you stand, where you're coming from, and being resilient. That's the key. And then I've been very, very fortunate and blessed to be able to learn from a lot of varieties of people that have taken an interest in me, and they've been able to invest in me, whether it's words, whether it's financial, whether it's pointing me in the right direction. That's just really been part of my journey. Trying to hop over the forks in the road. So it's just been it's been a very interesting journey, man. It's never easy for a black man in media, and so the way I look at it is, I understand racism exists. I don't let it stop me. It may detour me, but I don't let it stop me. And I also make sure that I present myself in a manner in which it makes it easier or a little easier for the man or woman behind me,
right?
That's coming into the fold. So, that's just what I do, man. There's times I go out and I speak to schools, kids in schools, colleges and whatnot, and just kind of give them the true version of what this business is really like. I know you guys are reading in the textbooks and what have you, but let me give you the real ideology of what goes on behind the scenes and in front of the scenes.
First plug, for real.
So that's like I said, I've just been fortunate, man, and just continue to build. And I have two other podcasts that I do, and just kind of growing this media conglomerate that I'm, with the partners that I have with the company that I'm with,
right.
And just build Nightfall Media.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. For real, that's out here, giving back to the community, staying woke, knowing what people have to do, taking the right steps, and making sure that you make it easy for them too. That's good right there. But yeah, man, we about to go into some real topics tonight, some Black Barbershop talk. I know you.
I just want to give a little bit of
sports.
info real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to give a little bit of info to the people that's following. They want to know how to sign in or how can they get on the app and listen to this. So, basically, what you would do, you would go into the Good News app, and it would have
a TGN drop down
Radio, and then it had TGN Sports, right?
Yeah.
So you click on TGN Radio because we're not a part of the sports section, and then I think because we're live right now, she'll automatically start playing, right?
Yeah, it's automatically playing.
Yeah.
But it's also, you can look onto the page right now and you can see how to actually get on, how to download the app and check it out and everything.
So that should.
Well, that's good for people that can't really read. That's
easy.
good. You should explain it to them.
Yeah, nah, for real. I already know. But yeah, man, we finna go into this topic right now though of discussion for tonight, because I know everybody has been looking on the post. It says, "How do black men need to be loved, and what do black men need from black women?" We're gonna talk about that tonight. But before we do go into that, I do want to talk about this month being Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm sorry. So pretty much, we just want people to know that this is a very intense month. I know we wanted to touch on that because a lot of women have been through things. A lot of males have been through things. And we just want y'all to know that you are not alone. But then again, we do want to know, like, what's these personal stories? Anybody wanted to, get some clarification on it, you can always call in. We got our radio app going up. 323-900-0478. We're going to be talking about some different topics on that tonight. But I did want to include something for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I know a lot of men out there, and I'm speaking from my personal perspective, they don't know what no means, and, no means no. And I mean, how y'all feel about men who don't know that no means no? Y'all want to tell them anything?
I mean, it's simple. No means no.
They're stupid.
They're stupid,
yeah,
man.
I mean, would you like to, if you like 3 hots in a cot, I mean, go for what you know, but at the same time, understand that there's consequences and repercussions behind your actions. So, and I know sometimes, sometimes there are occasions where women do send mixed signals, and 1 minute it'll be yes, the other minute it'll be no. Yeah. But when you hear that no, that's when you back off. And sometimes it's hard because when you're in the midst of getting around third base, you're trying to
and
get the score,
it's like a super
hard,
like a super fine line when it comes to that.
You can't do it, man.
God. It gets deep, right?
Because people start lying, when shit don't go their way, or you know what I'm saying?
But see, that's a different argument too, because if a guy, if you're saying no, right, and a guy backs up off of you, because I've had to do it a couple of times. A girl said no, and I back off. She said, oh no, okay, come on, and I go at it again, and she says no again. I'm done. I'm out of there.
But this is what I want to know.
I'm out of there.
How do you get in the act? How do you get in the act of you two doing y'all thing, and then it's like, oh, nah.
Hey, but she calls the shots. The woman calls the shots. I mean, if she doesn't want to do something as much as you thought she was down,
and I think that's how we keep having these conversations and the line being drawn and not really knowing what's the line and what's not, because it's like, how do you get involved with the act with somebody,
right?
And then while you're in it, I want to go back on.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of it is too. I think, there's a lot of smart brothers out there, a lot of smart men out there that know how to govern themselves when it comes to that type of situation, right? So pretty much, okay, once, okay, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this girl. I know dudes that be like, man, I ain't calling her no more, man. She's on one. I'm not. All I see is a case, and they start talking about stuff that may happen 5 years down the road. So you have a lot of smart guys. I think there are some dudes out there that don't like to hear the word no, and they feel like they can take over because they feel like they have the jurisdiction to do it. And then that's when they get caught up. Yeah, you brought up a very interesting point about there are some women who do lie on dudes because maybe the dude didn't do the do, or they feel like the dude may have something, and so they trying to latch on to that guy, because we've seen countless times where women, let me not call them women, females, have lied on guys and tried to bring them down because they didn't want to have anything else to do with them, or they want to latch on to them because they thought they had something more than what they had. It's a lot of different variables and scenarios. So I think as a man, I think you just have to really do your homework. I think you have to do your homework as best as possible. I mean, everything's not going to turn out 100%, but I think you have to really yearn to what's inside of your soul and what your soul is telling you, because we all have that spirit discernment where it's like, man, something don't feel right. Something about this chick, I don't care how high she is. Nah,
that's true. That's true. That's true.
But yet there's times we go past that feeling and be like, nah, I'm tripping. I'm just acting scared, or nah, man, I'm just overthinking it too much. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's like it's something with that chick that you may not want to engage in, and then you get yourself caught up, or possibly get caught up. So I've learned over the course of time as I've gotten older, if something don't feel right, the vibes ain't right, the energy is not flowing the way it's supposed to, I don't care.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad you brought that up, because then this brings in this whole conversation, because a lot of people are scared to have this conversation. I think that this is a great platform for us to have this conversation. When it comes to attention, does this sometimes get confused with sexual assault? Because I'm speaking in reference to a scenario being a woman giving you a high need of attention, but what means she's maybe doing too much sexually towards you, and then stops you. Where does your mind goes in that scenario? Because I know we spoke on no means no, stop means stop.
Right.
But then at the situation of attention, Do you think that, and I'm only saying this and I don't mean no disrespect, do you think that some women bring this awareness, this attention on themselves to be put in these positions? I'm only asking because this is because this is an uncomfortable conversation, but we need to have it because they don't know how men think. Some of these women,
they really don't.
Some of these women out there that have been through some of these situations do not know what kind of mindset that they put men in that have men go past the barriers and lines. I would never cross those lines, but there are men who go past those lines. Because what it sounded like
is that we should never be that thirsty to have.
Well, here's the thing. It's about discipline. It's really about discipline.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that.
Right. I mean, I go on IG all the time. I'm sure you fellas too, and people that are listening to your program go through IG all the time.
Yeah.
You see beautiful women. I mean, fly-ass women.
Yeah.
And you like, oh, you tap that one, tap that one, tap that. You know, you going through the list, but it's like, if I ever saw her in person, how would I approach her?
Yeah.
Would I approach her in a manner in which I think that she's less than because I see that she's not fully clothed?
Absolutely. I love how you said that.
Or do I still, but how do I not lose myself? Because I can't, and
you can't treat a hoe like a housewife. That's true.
You absolutely cannot. I'm glad you said that because
I think that's the one thing that and I think that's the one thing that women need to understand too is like that's how, like you just said, you had to really ask yourself like, okay, if I see this woman in person, how am I going to approach this woman? Am I going to approach her like how I see her all the time on Instagram with no clothes on? Showing her, you know what I'm saying, or am I going? Because it is a difference between that.
See,
bro.
Back in the day, I would have probably jumped the chance. Now that I'm older,
nah,
I'm just like the woman I want to be with, I don't want everybody seeing her goods.
Yeah,
right. That's just me.
And
that's just me.
Right.
Nothing against women that want to do that.
And mentally,
it's just me.
And mentally, she's not all there.
Okay, but let's talk about scenarios so that we can give a bigger picture, but a specific idea of what we're talking about. You meet a woman like, what's Wiz Khalifa baby mama name again? Amber Rose. You meet a woman like Amber Rose, and she has some way out different ideas of how she thinks women should be represented and how she thinks women should be still seen as women regardless of their sexual orientation, regardless of how they carry themselves, what they wear. So in this scenario, let's say you do see a woman like Amber Rose and you see that she has her ass out, titties out, she doing all these extra out sexual engagements to make people feel that sex is very how does she say it? She says that sex is very it's a word that she uses, but I can't think of it right now. But she gives the idea that sex is everything. But then when it comes down to it, she still wants to be respected as a woman.
She came out with a term that she came out with a term for being a slut, without being shamed for being a slut.
Yes.
So it's like I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe. Everybody know I'm a hoe, and I'm in society acting like a hoe.
No.
But there's nothing you can say about it.
But do y'all see that confusion?
No,
absolutely. Let me give you an example. If I'm seeking financial advice, do I seek financial advice from a bum pushing the basket?
No.
Or do I seek financial advice from somebody who's been successful on Wall Street?
Wall Street.
Okay.
For the most part.
Would I seek advice about how to treat a lady from someone who doesn't represent themselves as a lady?
No.
Or would I seek advice from someone who's trying to be a woman of the night?
No,
There's a difference.
No, but I hear you. But then we speaking in today's time. We have to have compassion for all different others.
No, I get that, but it's just I don't. But see, here's the problem I have. We have lost our way to a degree because we've allowed things to go on, right?
I'm glad you said that.
Preach,
have allowed. I mean, I'm just not. It's not even. It's just like it's just
absolutely
real. It's this real spit. When I go back. I grew up in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
I grew up in the 90s, so there's a little different mentality. Obviously, 2000s early 2000s kind of opened the doors to certain other opportunities for people to get.
Yeah,
and mentality started to change because all things that were happening on in that time frame. Now it's just so outlandish. It's like, does anybody have any respect for themselves at all? Male, female, anything. Because when you look at, I remember growing up in the 90s, if a woman called another woman a bitch, it wasn't as prevalent.
Yeah.
Right? Now, every other word come out your mouth is, oh, that's my bitch. Okay, but if a fella calls you that, it's a problem.
It's very hypocritical.
So how can you get upset? No different.
We can't have words like that.
Because no different than two brothers calling each other the N-word, but then a white dude say the N-word and you want to fight him.
Facts.
Yeah. But you don't want to fight the other one. Then you want to disguise it and use some lazy-ass excuse like, oh, it was A instead of ER, and it's a term of endearment. That's BS.
Right.
It's not a term of endearment. You made an excuse for what you want to make an excuse for. I say that as I dial back to saying women have to start respecting themselves. But you got to know what respect is, and there's different levels of respect.
That's the thing.
And I'm not here to speak on women. I'm just saying as men, you've got to –
men,
we got to pay attention to what we do, period. Right. And then see how everything else trickles down.
This is the thing that I think. I think that we're – in the time that we're in now, I honestly think that they don't give a fuck if they have our respect or not.
Interesting point.
I honestly think they don't give a fuck. And see, what we gotta understand is you have regular women that's competing with these same Instagram girls that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the glitz and the glamour comes with the shit that they doing. You know what I'm saying? Rather than being an everyday type of girl. You get what I'm saying?
I think some women still respect themselves.
So it's not like oh well people like sluts so this person or this person have a preference. I mean, I feel like everybody have their own preference. Like you said, the woman that you want, you don't want everybody else seeing her goods, right?
Not like that.
But guess what? We're not gonna go as far as to say you don't want her to act a certain way in the bedroom. Because you're going to want to be fulfilled as a man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But because I'm saying I want to be fulfilled by my woman as a man, when we get in that bedroom, I might want her to act like a slut. But guess what? I don't want her to be displaying that for everybody else to see and for everybody else to think you a slut. Because guess what? That's how people gonna treat you. That's how people gonna look at you. This is what people gotta realize. If I make you my girl, right? You represent me, right?
Yeah.
So, and I say this all the time. I don't want none of these niggas even thinking you a slut. Cause you my girl. You the one that I'm putting the title on. You the one that I'm rocking with. So for another nigga to even think that you a slut because of how you presenting yourself, that bothers me.
But also too, I think this discussion is unbalanced because we don't have any women representation to understand their side of it. And I think that's where we have a disadvantage.
Hey, a woman should call in.
You know what though?
I think that's a disadvantage.
9000478.
I'm just saying.
Hey, but I do want to put out a scenario because we did talk about this earlier before we tuned in. Mm-hmm. Women have this whole mindset that they are supposed to be loving their bodies and embracing each other, and they do, and they do shit like titty threads on Twitter where they say, "Drop the best pair of pictures that you have with your titties out." And they drop those pictures, right? And the coldest part about that is when they drop those pictures, do you think they dropping those pictures for the cause or you think they dropping those pictures for attention?
95%
I think you answered your own question.
Yeah, 95.
Yeah, I'm just saying because
no. Question.
But I'm going to say 99% attention, other 1% is like, oh, I was actually waiting on it to be a fucking cause so I can do this.
I have no problems with women showing their bodies, but be tasteful. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, be tasteful. You know what I mean? We go to beaches all the time. Women have all kind of bikinis on. You like, oh, she's fly. She has a bikini on. Like, it's the beach. Like, what are you supposed to do? Wear like a wear a dress from head to toe? No.
Now them sundresses be hitting too.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's tasteful. It's like it still leaves you something to the imagination, right? You can imagine. Oh man, I wonder how she would be with. But it's still you're still imagining things. When you just got it plot out, boom, right in front of you. There's nothing to think about. It's like, okay, I'm about to do this and be out. Right. There's nothing adventurous about that. At least in the sense of what we're talking about as far as women showing their bodies. Because
but the people that do that, can we honestly say that we've seen them in stable relationships?
For the most part,
stable is relative though. What is stable to me?
I mean, we talking about Amber Rose, and she probably didn't fuck with.
Well, first of all, let's consider. You got to consider the source. Okay. this is the problem people need to do. That what I was talking about earlier about doing your homework on people.
Mm-hmm.
Just because somebody is on a microphone talking loud don't mean they saying nothing. They saying shit. Okay?
Right.
Amber Rose, you gotta look at her pedigree, right? Like, where did she come from? And that's
stripper.
Strip club.
Okay, and then she got pulled out the strip club, right?
Nah, but that's a lot of that's
and you would think
Keith said drop them titty pics. Shout out to Keith.
And you would think, like, because there's some girls that got out of that environment and made something for themselves. Like, they became business women. They created,
different
companies
platforms,
and corporations and things like that. And my hat's off to them. But for Amber Rose to be out here just slanging in her body and doing absolutely nothing, like, what is she known for? She's not known for anything.
I mean,
what?
But I think this go back to the point that I made at first, and I said I don't think they really give a fuck if they have our respect or not because
they don't respect themselves.
Now we're living in a day and age where the women that's doing that is considered winning.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the thing: these women also have kids, and now the internet is undefeated. So when your kid gets 11, 12 years old and he has friends,
they gonna see all that.
And they gonna see all that.
I don't think they think about that.
They don't. No, you're right. They don't until it's too late. Because when your son starts getting into fights at school, and you're like, "Why are you fighting all the time?" Because they keep talking about you. Well, what are they saying? Son, that's just names. Whatever. Nah, it's more than names now.
Yeah,
they got photos, videos. Again, the internet is undefeated, like Father Time. Ain't going nowhere. If anything, it's gonna get enhanced and get more and get better as time goes along. So they don't think about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mentioned another topic that we'll talk about later on, and even in that sector, do you think about what goes on? Anybody else? See, even when I do stuff as a man, I gotta watch some things that I do because I got a child.
Yeah.
So I can't show him an example or have repercussions with him because of something that I did.
Yeah.
Right? That's the problem. People, they're selfish.
Me being a parent, bro, I'm really starting to like.
And that's male or female.
But
they really don't care what the kids are seeing.
But just to have like a wrap up of that section of the Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we just saying that some women represent themselves in a light that it's kind of a contradiction. Like, you cannot say that you're not causing something to happen, and I'm not saying that that's right, because men know is no, stop means stop. I'm not saying that that is right to engage into things that somebody does not want to do, but women and men, be aware of your actions, because your actions do have consequences that come with it. And I just feel like that's something to be aware of and to be educated on, because a lot of people that have been a part of this Sexual Assault Awareness Month have really dealt with some critical things that's been very bad, and I really apologize for it. I hope everything gets better. I hope that you seek the help, therapy that you need. But for those who can prevent this from happening, just be aware of your actions and the things that you're doing, because the representation that you do have within yourself can cause the attention that you do not want. You might seek the attention, but you might not get the attention that you would like.
Facts.
So be aware of that. And I really wanted to wrap that up because I know we kind of went on a tangent of people showing these different contradictions within themselves. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to wrap that up, because
I just want to go on record by saying never should anybody's actions warrant sexual assault.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. We do want to put that out there. We are not saying that you deserve anything. You do not deserve that. We just want you to be aware of the actions if you do have any situations of an outcome being not the attention that you did seek for. Yes, but I'm sorry that we kind of went off tangent on that. We do want to go into another conversation, but I do want to jump into a segment. Who needs a lineup? So we have some people that we have on our agenda that's very... Yeah, they've been in the media. We want to talk about what do y'all think about this? So we have Yaya Mayweather. She stabbed young NBA's ex, and she's facing 99 years. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, she's facing 5 to 99. Let's be clear about that.
And does she need a lineup? That's really the question too.
Yeah, well, the whole family need to line up.
I heard she got mopped up.
The whole family need to line up, but
I heard she got mopped, so she wasn't taking none of them.
I look at it this way.
Lessons.
Again, goes back to the foundation. What did she grow up under? She grew up in dysfunction, right? Like, she never grew up in stability that we know about, right? Based upon what has been displayed and disseminated to us.
Yes.
So what did you really expect to happen? Like, there are variables that kids that come out of dysfunctional environments do grow to make it and be stellar individuals.
Yeah.
In spite of their transgressions or their family's transgressions. But I think
statistics is not in that favor.
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
And are we really surprised at this incident happening? No,
I
wasn't. No, I wasn't. I mean, pay attention to where she came from. Floyd Mayweather is not the poster child for stability. Okay, the man has a right to live his life the way he wants to. No issues with that.
Relationship wise.
But when it comes to stability with relationships,
okay,
showing your daughter how women are supposed to be treated,
right,
versus you getting on Instagram and having 15 chicks half naked, oiled up, rubbing on you on Instagram and thinking that's cool while you counting your money. You don't think she sees that? You don't think she sees when she comes to your house from her mom's house and the fact that her mom and you are no longer together and she's asking questions like, hey, mom, why aren't you and dad together? Every child asks that question, whether they're at 6 years old or 16. Every child asks that question at least once, that they'll have their parents together.
Right.
So you think she's not paying attention to how her mother was being treated by Floyd Mayweather? I'm not casting any aspersions on how Floyd Mayweather treated her mom. I have no idea. He could have treated her fine and treated everybody else like garbage. I don't know. But it's all about perception.
From the information that we
right.
received.
It's all about perception and what she encountered and what she saw. And she said, well, shoot, my daddy out here doing X, Y, and Z. Then right. I wish your mother would. And that's, well, you wish they would, and they did. So now you sitting there with your freedom on the line. You been getting anywhere between really 5 and 99 years. I don't care how much money your daddy has.
She won't do a day of it.
Your daddy got the money. You don't.
You think so? You don't think she doing any of that time?
I think she may do house arrest at max, and I think there may be like a 90 to 120 day house arrest. I think she has to go to anger management classes for a year. Yeah. I think she has to take an alcohol, class or whatever. She has to get tested for like alcohol and drugs for like a year.
Yeah.
And make sure she's clean. She has to stay maybe 2,000 feet away from the dude's, the child's, mom or what have you. Yeah. NBA young boy who ain't the most intelligent individual. And that's another red flag. You chose this dude out of all the dudes to deal with. So you attracted to this kind of dude, which tells me a piece of you is like that a piece of that is in your father. Because that's the first man that you see. Right? And you got, I'm sure, I don't know which one of you gentlemen have daughters, but that's the first man that they see.
Right.
So they're going to emulate that man whether you're in the picture or not.
Yeah. And I know me as a father, I would, you know what I'm saying? I would want to give my daughter something to emulate, you know what I'm saying? And I think it goes back to what we was just talking about. I think parents they don't give a fuck what they
and that's that's why society is going to hell in a handbasket, because you are laying these kids you leading them to the slaughterhouse.
Like
because
NBA young boy, I tried to listen to his rap, bro. I can't do it.
I won't even go there.
I cannot do that, bro.
He got some shit, but I hear y'all though.
No,
I didn't listen to some ignorant people in my life.
Nah, he got. Some
I can't listen to. Bro.
I can't listen. I can. You know what? As they say, I can only stomach so much BS. It's a recommended daily allowance of BS per day that I can stomach, and it's getting less and less by the day. I can't. No, I can't.
Well,
do
the
it.
young people fuck with him. I mean,
no, they do.
That's just something for us to think about.
Which tells me I have to raise my son even better.
But just to answer that question,
that makes it sadder.
We gonna line y'all big head ass up.
Yeah, we gonna line her up.
Yeah,
we gonna line her up. It's really just sad though, because you don't.
Did no girl line her up though? Anyway,
that's what I heard.
Yeah, but we gonna.
That's what they say.
We gonna go into our second topic. Do we think our government deserve a lineup for giving us $1,000 fine for not wearing a face mask? We already ain't got no money and they want to charge us $1,000. Do you think they deserve a lineup for that bullshit?
I mean, I posted this the other day on my Instagram. Nothing new is under the sun. You know what I mean? Nothing under the sun is new. You know what I'm saying? This was some shit that was implemented way a long time ago when they had the first Spanish flu. They was walking around giving niggas fines for not having on face masks and whatnot. So, same tactics. I don't think they deserve a lineup. I mean, if that's what they saying, we all sheep. We gonna follow.
I think they don't deserve a lineup because I think the government is absolutely accurate when it comes to this. And I say that because you got stupid idiots, as we saw here in Southern California, and I'm sure other parts of the country, that were walking around, going to Runyon Canyon, doing all this stuff after it was imposed that we do not congregate in groups of more than 6 or 10, whatever the number was, and you got 50 people out there with no mask, no gloves, people spitting, people coughing, everything like that. A sneeze can go up to 35 feet depending on where it is before it hits the ground.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is sometimes you got to protect other people from themselves. And if this gets the message across to saying how serious and deadly, if you don't watch the news, if you don't go on social media and see how many deaths are reported, and again, that can be a bingo number as they pick out every day. I don't know, right. But there are real people. If you go on social media, there are real people that have lost loved ones. I mean, we just saw Karl Anthony Towns lose his mom as a result of the coronavirus.
Rest in peace to her, for real.
You know, his dad got through it, but unfortunately, his mom didn't survive. You have a lot of people that you see that are losing husbands, wives. You know, there was a kid that was recently up in northern LA County in Palmdale, a 17-year-old, I believe, or something along those lines, where he died as a result of the coronavirus.
Yeah, that was the first teenager to die.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if you don't think this thing is real and you don't want to protect yourself, hey, man, you got to impose something.
So no lineup.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Nah, we gonna let the government gonna get away with that. What was you about to say, though, Ace?
I would rather not.
You about to say something about the coronavirus?
Yeah, I would rather not.
Coronavirus?
Right.
I think he's about to say something along the lines of they deeming everybody that got coronavirus. You about to say something about that?
I mean, I feel like this. I told you.
Say that shit.
I couldn't come last week. I was sick, right?
Yeah.
If I would have went to the doctor 100% sure, they probably would have diagnosed me with coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's going in that's saying they being diagnosed with shit, and they saying I haven't even been tested.
Yeah. You get
what I'm saying? But then you got other doctors coming out like, hold on, how can we say that these people died from coronavirus when we don't know? That's not what we do.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so much conflicting reports with this shit, and it's like, this is the problem that I have with coronavirus from the get-go. It's like, this is some shit that we don't know. And it's like, to be truthful, if this don't sound right to your mental, if this doesn't sound right to your soul, if it sounds like, if somebody could just say, you know what, this is out here, y'all motherfuckers need to get in the house until we say y'all can come out. If that don't sound right to your soul, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
it kind of sounds crazy to me.
I've always said it's deeper than the virus.
Yeah, it is, though.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right. So we finna going into this little challenge that the younger generation is having, 19 and 20-year-olds. And we going to ask if they deserve a lineup or not. So they got this challenge that's in the streets and freaking the sheets. So they actually putting up a picture of them on a date in the streets, and then they have an outrageous-ass second picture with them in the bedroom eating ass, sucking dick, and having sex. Y'all think that's something that's deserve a lineup, or they good?
How old are these kids? Let me ask.
For the most part, I've been seeing on Twitter, most of these has been about 19, 20-year-olds that's probably ain't gonna be together for the rest of their life.
Okay, so insufficient daddying, number one. Number two, they need their ass whooped.
Facts.
I mean, with a belt. I ain't talking about
you talking about an old-fashioned ass whooping.
Old school ass whooping. That's what you need. You need a Madea ass whooping. That's what you need.
They on some freaky shit.
I haven't seen that. They
on some
followers say, why y'all be following? And I'm like, I haven't.
I haven't seen. Honestly, I haven't seen.
You don't have to follow somebody to see shit like that because people are retweeting.
Yeah, people are retweeting these popular threads on the
in
timeline.
The homies' defense.
Yeah, I mean, and they were doing this before social media got popular, right? It just now it's all over the place. It's like, you know,
Kirsten said, "Ass whooping, they nasty."
I've never been a fan of any of that activity being put on social media or even being taught. I feel like what you do, it's supposed to be enough. I mean, but I guess like I said, you know, if the women
gonna get him a bow cut.
If the women and the men feel like we don't need respect from each other, then that's how we get to a point where we doing shit like this.
But they not women and men. They got, if you got a team behind your name, or your name ain't got your age has a team behind it, or you ain't got a hyphen behind your age, you ain't grown.
I wasn't doing no shit like that.
You
didn't even show your homies.
But you want to know something? You want to know something? I think we're all around the same age. I think times has changed though. I don't want to say children. I sound old as fuck, but
they kids. They young kids.
Now, but these kids, they post everything on social media and make everything a challenge. It's they post everything
because we have demonized creativity. We've taken so much stuff out of their environments. There is no artistic creativity anymore. There is no music. There is no creativity. There is nothing that can fulfill their mind states. And I'm not saying everybody's going to succumb to this, but I'm saying a good portion of it. When you start taking things out of the certain neighborhoods and black and brown communities where they don't have an outlet to do anything positive or creative enough, where you may not think it's creative in the beginning, but when they finish, you're like, damn, okay, you saw all that. How did you see the vision for X, Y, and Z? When you start taking people out of the communities, you start taking things out of the communities, this is what happens. Idle time. Idle time.
And I'm starting to see idle, man, trust. I'm starting.
You know what I mean?
I finally know what idle time is. I need to go the fuck back. I don't need no free time.
Right.
I don't need no fucking free time. I need to go back to work and I need to stay there.
Hey, idle time is the devil's playground, right?
Hello.
Isn't that what they say?
Nah, it's just like I haven't been creative, but it's like I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always put myself in the shit. I haven't been creative, but it's like I see. It's like the fucking.
Hey, but we gonna get him a lineup.
Of course.
You getting the bow cuts? I'm giving him a bow cut.
Oh no, I ain't giving no bow cut. I'm just gonna take it all off, leave a ducktail.
I'll never give a bow cut. Give a nigga a Covatis.
Give a nigga.
No, you know what I give? No, what I'm doing. I'm giving him a Sherman Hemsley. I'm gonna give him a George Jefferson.
All right. So before we go into the topic of discussion for tonight, I do want to ask y'all a question. Can you be friends and respect a woman that has an OnlyFans account? Yes or no?
We could be friends.
And can you respect that
We
person?
can't kick it. Like, my mama don't like a lot of people around when I go get her.
You
know how that goes.
Nah, this is a real question. Don't bash me for this shit, bro.
Ask that shit.
I know they gonna bash me. What they doing on the fans only accounts?
Oh, the OnlyFans?
Like, is it like?
It's
like, is it just like
anything you can imagine?
I'm private stripping, or is I'm like getting smacked on there?
It's a little bit. It's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. It's an open page.
Because you have porn stars that are on there, and you got regular people that are on there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it ranges, and I mean,
I'm asking you, can you be friends?
I know a chick
can
that's
you
on
respect?
Can I be friends with a girl that got that?
And respect.
Let me tell you something. There's no reason for me to be friends with a girl that got a fans on the page. I'm gonna keep it real.
I could be cool with you if that dictates us being friends, but again, we can't kick it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No.
But we could be cool.
What are friends, bro? What do friends do?
But if you come around here, I won't call you.
And I'm saying, what do friends do? Y'all talk, man. Right?
I'm gonna have to do like my
maybe
man,
meet up for lunch, go
here.
over things.
I don't want to kick it with you, skate with you, nothing, man.
Well, why though? What would be a reason why you can't?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's not that I don't.
Respect.
It's not that I would disrespect her. I just don't respect what she's doing. It's not that I don't respect her. It's that I don't respect what you're doing.
But see, I think
you putting all your business out, and if that's what you want to do, that's cool. That's you. Like, I'm not knocking you. If that's what you want to do, more power to you. But don't get mad at me when I'm like, when you just, let's go hang, let's go catch up. It's nothing to catch. I can go look at your page and catch up.
I think the fucked up thing is that we didn't display that it's a market for that.
Right.
And you got niggas out here that tune in to that type of shit. That's really not getting the type of action that they need. So it's like,
man, we gotta do a show on that too.
Hey.
I mean, because you got free sites, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta pay for fans only though, right?
Yeah, you gotta pay for that.
So I'm paying to see this one or these couple specific girls.
Yeah.
I mean, low key, I kind of
borderline stalker shit to me.
Yeah, I joked around on one of my podcasts, and I said, "Hey, y'all, until you get that stimulus, there's opportunity to get some bread." And I'm joking, right? My co-host, she's like on my head about it. Don't be saying, "Are you?" No, it's a joke, man. I'm not promoting it, but people that actually apparently, because they said OnlyFans went up about 60 to 63%. As far as new membership goes,
they spending those checks differently.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, well, I know.
I guess niggas really want to see local girls. That's probably what it is.
Well, you know,
so are you asking me? Could I be friends with a dude that got a fans only page or a woman?
A woman. A dude, a dude too. I guess I don't know.
I mean, if you a dude and you got a fans only page, I don't think I should know that.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to know that.
If you a woman, I don't have no business being friends with you.
Nah,
I mean, I could be cool with
I
you.
don't
like
have no
said.
business being friends with you. Keep it real.
I could be cool with you, and we can be friendly because I mean, it's nothing personal. I'm not dating you. I don't want to date you.
I feel like
Keith said he about to start a fans only page, the OnlyFans page.
No, thank you, man. We'll pass.
Shit come with being friendly.
No, but I'm saying like
Shout
I'll
out
be
to
cool,
Kirsten.
but you gotta know you gotta set up boundaries too, though. Like I have friends in different or friendly with people in different arenas, right? But we may not always like. I'll go to there's a adult star that I know I'm cool with. I've hung out. Nothing happened. I went on my because I looked at her. I looked at her as a person, right?
I think that's how we should be able to look at people. Though, honestly,
even though I wouldn't marry that individual or be in a relationship with that individual, because Lord knows there's been 1,000 people that beat me to the punch. But
would you still like to be one of them?
As far as what?
As far as getting
just being
to that
cool?
punch? No, I'm saying
absolutely
getting to that punch.
No.
Oh, okay.
I like to live.
That's out.
Okay.
I like to live.
No, I feel
no
you.
shade.
I feel you, but I just
shade.
wanted to ask that question because I wanted
That's a
to
good
know.
question. It's a great question.
All right, so now we going in for the topic of discussion for tonight, which most people tuned in for tonight was, how do black men need to be loved, and what do black men want from black women? So we finna have that conversation. So my question to y'all that I do want to pose is, what do you see in a black woman that makes you feel empowered as a young black king?
My man's got to go first.
Oh wow!
Because you know what? I asked him earlier about this same topic, and I didn't feel like I got the clarity I needed. So I just want to.
I think one has to be definite what you look for in a potential person that you want to line yourself up with, right? I think everybody's characteristics, the definition is different. I think one thing could be obviously honesty, loyalty, and then ambition. Like, what do you have going for yourself? Because if I'm going to merge and partner with you, then it needs to be, because women say this stuff all the time. Oh, I got to find somebody that's on my level, but you not on their level.
Facts.
So as men, we can say the same thing, but we got to make sure that we're rising to the occasion as well.
Yeah, we got to bring something to the table before we.
But we can't because we can't expect that woman to say, okay, I got X, Y, and Z going, and you just got A and B going, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like you got to have, or at least be ascending to C. Working on C. At least if you're working on it, you in progress.
Yeah.
But I think, just a woman being open enough and being vulnerable enough, which allows you as a man to be vulnerable enough to trust her enough to be open with her. Because one thing about men and women, obviously we're created differently, and I'm not just talking about from the physical standpoint, but in the inner part of it. Obviously, more women are more emotional creatures. They're more inner.
Facts.
We're outer. When we go head over heels over a woman and she breaks your heart, we like F this. And we've heard countless times how men have got their hearts broken once, maybe twice, and said, screw this. I'm gonna be a player for life. And they really do.
Right.
Women, it seems like they just heal after a while and be right back on the saddle.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes us, seems like an eternity, to get back to that point to where we're opening up again to another woman, and we're taking that gamble of opening up to another woman. So
Seems
I think
like naturally the women want the love.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. We have to learn how to love, and I think it comes from either the fathers or the grandfathers, whoever raises us, to show us that. And I think I was watching this movie called Uncorked on Netflix. And it showed how the young dude his dad was in the family business. The dad wanted the son to take over, right? The son said, no, I have another agenda. I want to go in this direction here. So it changed the whole trajectory of how the family business was going to end up.
Kirsten said not true. That's case by case.
It is case by case. But you asking me.
Yeah, I feel you. Though.
So I'm going to give you what I think.
Right.
Now, what I think, you may think differently.
Right.
Facts.
You may think differently.
Facts.
Doesn't make us all wrong. It just makes us different.
But that's what I was going to ask you,
So shout out to Kristen, because she's absolutely right.
Right. But that's what I was going to ask, too. Like, in this day and age that we in now, is it wrong to use Instagram as like I like to call Instagram a G file. If you want to know something about somebody, you pull up their G file. You pull up the Instagram.
Hey.
So when you looking for somebody, like if you looking for a mate, right? Can you actually judge them off of their Instagram?
Oh, I go deeper than that. I go through a whole thorough investigation. You know what I'm saying? I check your social media pages. I talk to you. I listen to you. I gather enough data.
Yeah, you gonna get there. You gonna get there too eventually.
But I look the first few things. Yeah, I mean, beyond just seeing them obviously in person. Yeah, I go off their social media first to see what kind of, because you need to know, and vice versa. That's why my page is public.
Right.
Because you can see exactly what I'm doing, even when if I'm dating with. But
it almost is because of who you are too, right?
But I think it's just what I do.
Right. What you do.
And like I've had women to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm cool," and I tell them, "Look, my life is complicated. I don't have a 9 to 5. My lifestyle is I can be between the hours of 2 and 5 can be quiet. From 5 to 11, I'm booking, I'm working, I'm doing this. Right. I may not be able to call you. I may not be able to text you. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Remember you said that.
Right.
30 days, 60 days into it, you don't call me. You don't have time for me no more. Well, what do you recall what I said in the beginning before you signed the deal? What did I tell you? I was honest. Now, you always talk about men don't want to be honest. Then when they are honest, now it's a problem.
Right.
Because you can't accept the honesty because it's honesty that you want that's going to suit your purposes.
Right.
Not the honesty that's just out there and saying, hey, either I can deal with this or I can't deal with that.
Right.
And I've lost, a few women behind that because they got tired of it. And I said, look, that's what it is. This is my life. You think I'm lying? Well, how come you don't look on my page? If you don't think I'm somewhere, go look on my page. I blast it all over all the time. It's part of my job.
Right.
So if you don't think I'm somewhere, you could go see. I'm there. You might catch me on somebody else's TV screen because I'm cutting across.
Right.
So I think it just comes. That's what I said earlier. It's about trust. If you can find a woman that's secure in herself and has something going, that's why I said earlier, you have to have somebody that has something already going on to fulfill their time. So when you're fulfilling your time and you guys make time for each other, then it's not, the questions don't arise. Well, where have you been? Well, what you been doing?
Right.
The questions could be, hey baby, how you been? What's been up with you? Like I know we both been busy, but what's going on?
We got.
I think it's interesting that you touched on that too.
We got some chats too from Kirsten and D. They both said that people live lies on Instagrams and they live double lives on the platform, and about 76% of the people do it. Kirsten also said because women want to hear what they want to say, referring to what you was talking about. And then she said you can tell them the truth, but in the back of their minds, they are already plotting on changing that about you, and that's true.
100%. I don't know I don't know where the other girl get the 76% from. I don't know. Maybe she's into the poll results, but
right.
I do agree with her. I mean, that's 100% accurate. I mean, I think sometimes men try to change women too, to a degree. I think that certain men try to change certain women, especially if you're a woman on the rise that's in the corporate structure or an executive. I think eventually, and you're not on that executive level, it could be intimidating.
Right.
So I think men have some men have that similar pathway as far as trying to change the trajectory of where this woman should go or where she should be. So I think it is. She's right. It's a case by case basis, but you gotta know within yourself what do you truly want. You got to be honest within yourself as a man to say, okay, what do I really want? What am I willing to deal with? What am I not willing to deal with?
But I think everything that you just said, it kind of lines up. I mean, for me, it would be the ambition thing.
Oh,
and and the reason why I say that is because like when you have the ambition, like the time that you was talking about, you make sure that person is filling their time with something. You know what I'm saying? I think you won't necessarily have those issues. You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with somebody who has ambition, and a lot of the times, you get with women and they talk about building something or building up on something that y'all started, and I think that's why you got to have somebody that's ready to build. Like it's one thing to say that I want to find somebody that I want to build with, or I want to be with a nigga I can build with. I want to be with somebody who I can trust. I want to be with a nigga who not gonna lie or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's still.
I do have an interesting question since you said that, being with somebody. What would you say is the most beautiful thing about a black woman that ever made you feel empowered or made you just say that that's why you want to date black women? Have you just think about that for a second? Like, what's the most beautiful thing about a black woman that makes you want to date a black woman or
I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000. It's only one thing.
Go ahead.
Yikes!
They don't nobody got the swag and the aura that a black woman has when they, you know what I'm saying, when they walk in a place is unmatched.
And it's the belief in you.
Yeah.
When they believe in you truly, when you can lay
Facts.
your head on their chest because you done had a hard day.
Right.
When most of the time, you let them lay their head on your chest, but you can they let you, and they don't give you no flack about it, and they truly believe in you and try to build you up instead of tear you down. That's when you know you got a good woman.
Okay.
That because yeah, that part.
All right, I got a piggyback question off that. What do black women need to stop doing that are affecting black men? Need to stop doing that are affect. What are some traits that black women have? Compete.
Stop competing in the relationship.
Okay.
We don't need to. If we're going to we're going to be a union and be one. Don't compete with me no more than I need to compete with you.
Right.
Now, if we having fun, like saying, hey, okay, for Christmas time, I'm going to get you your best gift and you try to get me my best gift. Okay, that's fine. That's fun. Right? Because you're still blessing each other. You're still engaging with each other. You're still having fun with it. But it's not like you're going to go head to head about it. But I've found, even in relationships that I've dealt with, it's a competition.
Right.
Because, again, it goes back to that perspective.
So you think black women like to compete in relationships?
I'm not saying all.
Yeah,
Let me be very, very clear, because I don't want to get cussed out, and I don't want Black Twitter on my ass.
But
let me be very, very clear.
In his defense, they might be coming from a household where they might have seen women do everything, and we living in independent.
So you're right, and that's a valid point. But at the same time, again, once over the course of time, if you trust that man, then trust that man.
Yeah.
Right.
Let that man be a man. Let that man lead. Not to say that you beneath him, not to say that you under him, because you're not.
Righteous.
You right beside him.
Righteous.
If he wants you beside. Any real man want a real black sister beside him.
And honestly, we gonna show
because
you that.
you have something innate in you that we don't have as men, and that's the power of the almost like dare I say, like a sixth sense. You have such a spiritual, divine, soulful, what can I say, like a tactic almost to discern what's going on, because you can tell. Because we as men, we most of us are one track. We like, okay, let's go out here, let's get the goal.
We got some
women.
Get it. We got some women listeners too. Call in if you wanna debate with us. I mean, if you have a strong opinion on it, 323-900-0478, 323-900-0478. If you want to call in and you want to touch on it, go ahead. Go ahead, Ace. What you about to say?
I want to piggyback off Nick and what you were saying with that. And I think one of the things, like you said, if you're going to be with a man, then let a man lead. You get what I'm saying? And
Kirsten said that too. She said, let a black man lead.
And so if I'm coming to you and I'm trying to talk to you, or I'm trying to, like our talks, it don't need to turn, like, you can't be
argumentative.
Right. It's not
or defensive.
Or we can't get to one of these points where you feel like you know everything and I can't teach you anything.
And vice versa.
Because if that's the case, then what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? What is my point here as a man? If I can't come to you and teach you something, so if you can't take if you're like, I'm so stuck on what I believe that I can't even hear or fathom what you're saying.
I gotta get this man an offering. Hold on.
All right. Let's.
God.
Okay, let's do a follow-up question.
God.
What are black women not doing more of for black men to approach them or make them feel wanted? Because a lot of black women say that black men do not approach them. So what are black women not doing to make us not approach them or not make them feel wanted?
Making them be approachable. Bro.
I don't think it's. I think it's damn near nothing. I think the man got to either have a backbone or continue to be a weenie. Like I think you gotta have some balls and say, you know what, I like that woman. Let me go talk to her. Now she talking crazy and reckless.
Hey, because the ones that think like that, them the ones that get them.
All right, I'm out. Nice meeting you. You be cool. Just like I tell you, just like I ran into a woman like a few months back. And I thought she was gorgeous. My God. And I was, I talking to her, what have you. And she's like, yeah, I got a man, and we've been together for. I was like, okay, you beautiful, no disrespect. No, it's cool. You didn't do anything. All right, sweetheart, you have a good rest of your day. Now the next dude would have cussed her out. And see, that's the other part of the problem. You gotta learn how to respect yourself and know
never
when to walk away.
That.
I know, like she gonna give you a number after you cussed her out. You know what I mean? Like that's supposed to entice her to give you her number or give you her information because you done cussed her out and belittled her. Come on, it's like, bro, what is the ratio? 6 to 1, 7 to 1?
I don't know. Girls got drinks thrown in their face, busting their head, glass, all kind of shit.
Hey, so look, so one of the homegirls just came in. One of the homegirls, she a twin, Sade. She said her approach is just that she looks mean, and men thinks that because she look mean,
right?
That's why. But
they call her the resting bitch face. No,
but
no disrespect.
But what does she do in that sense of
you
her?
You need to look mean. That's it.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a deterrent to make sure you get the right man in your corner. I mean,
a lot of women got that face, bro.
I'm glad you said that. So what do men? Okay, so I got a question. I got a question for us. What do we lack to make women want to smile? What do you think we lack? I'm asking y'all personally. Do you think that we lack anything?
Women choose us, bro.
You gotta ask them. Right.
Women choose us.
That's the question you gotta, because one thing I learned from having a lot of female cousins is this: we fit in 1 of 4 categories.
Friend, hey, she said that didn't stop her man. No, I'm just saying that's funny.
Nah,
we fall. I mean, we fall in different categories. Either we gonna be the first. First of all, let me say the zone is for cowards. I don't like playing zone.
I feel
but
that.
They'll put you in the friend zone.
Right.
They will put you in get the hell away from me zone.
Yep.
They will put you, okay, this is a one-night affair zone, or this could possibly be a relationship.
But that's what I was gonna say.
It's one of those categories that you're gonna get put in, and they know it pretty quickly. From what I got told, I don't know. I'm not a woman, but that's what I got told.
Women choose us for the most part. They
absolutely.
So it's like, it don't matter what you got going on. They don't even know you. From the point that you walking up, if they don't feel like they want to fuck with you, they gonna give you that resting bitch face.
And it is intimidating sometimes.
Hey, women call in 323-900-0478.
And at times it is intimidating.
I always been one of them niggas. I don't believe in game. I never had like lines. That's why I don't get at women.
I believe in game, but I feel you though.
I don't believe in game, bro. Like,
just so women understand my
I don't know what that is. Like, honestly, bro.
Like
I'm not gonna come and kick a bunch of lines. I'm shit.
Nah, you might not see it as game, but everybody has an approach that makes women want to talk to them, and everybody has this engagement that they don't know that's game. It's technically game.
Man, I got all the game. Now your father, he got game.
Nah, but for real. A question that I do have for y'all that I really want y'all to really think about before y'all answer is, what do you think black men need from black women? Because black women ask that question a lot. They want to know, what do black men need from them?
Acceptance.
As far as what? Nah, I'm getting mad.
I mean, I would say probably
I'm getting mad.
Yeah, I'm getting mad on
air. Sweating, boy. You sweat like T.D. Jackson in the suit. My man over there sweating,
mad
Jack.
As fuck. Like, for what? Nah. What do we need from women?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I would say probably acceptance. Just just accept us for how, who we are. Yeah. And I say that as far as just the approach. I'm not saying like some suckerific activity. I ain't talking about that. I'm saying like a dude that really wants to approach you like on some man shit. And then, okay, if you don't like the dude or you're not feeling him like that, you guys don't have a chemistry like that, okay, then you go your separate ways and move on. But I think, like he was talking about the face, sometimes that can be intimidating because you like, ooh, I want to get with her, but
I'm glad you said
what
that.
If she ain't feeling me, or what if she?
I'm glad you said that.
She look like she ain't feeling nobody.
Hey, so I know one of the homegirls in here. She's the homegirl Mila. She said, as soon as you start smiling, some of the men want to take an open invitation to just say and do whatever. So she's saying when she is happy, men want to take advantage.
But you can't classify all dudes like that. That's like
right.
That's like trying to classify all. If we classified all women in a particular category, you'd be
what
upset.
he said.
Why would you let a sucker nigga take away your happiness?
You be upset. So I think again, like what Kirsten said, it's a case by case basis. I think you need to take it. I think you need to take it case by case, feel the vibe out, feel the chemistry out if there's anything there, and then go from there. If the dude is cool and he's approachable, and you being approachable, and he approaches you in a particular respectful manner, then do what you go for broke.
I feel like on some real shit. Nah, I'm about to hold on.
Uh-oh.
Cause
Reverend Ace is back.
You just touched on that, bro.
Hey, let us not forget to answer the question too. What do we need from black women? But go ahead.
Damn, this nigga just threw me off.
Nah, go ahead, Reverend Ace.
He had a sermon already prepared and everything, man.
You were saying what he said.
I'm not in that arena right now, so it probably.
Oh, we got somebody calling in. Let's see what's going on. Welcome to the Black Barbershop. It's your boy Gotti. Well, who we speaking with?
Gotti.
What's happening?
Hey, y'all. So he said, why would you, God's not like that. Why would you let him take away your happiness? Mm-hmm. It's not taking away nobody's happiness, but I'm from Watts. So it's like the moment you just seem like you cool, it's like, oh, yeah, she cool. I'm not that cool. And even though everybody not like that, it's so foreign to have a platonic relationship with a dude. Like, I don't know you, so I don't know if I like you yet. I don't want you in my space, but that doesn't get respected. I got a smile on your face because you're a man. I don't want to. Let me find out if you the homie or not. Let me see what this is before I just am all laughing.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I was about to speak on. And I'm just talking about just us as black people and how we need to treat each other, men and women. And for the most part, I'm talking about women because he said, what do women need from us? And honestly, if a black man speaks to you and he's not disrespectful, I don't feel that man should be met with disrespect. So you shouldn't hit him with a resting bitch face or not say nothing to him because that man ain't did nothing disrespectful to you. Obviously, if he's coming over to speak to you, then he likes something about you. I see so many people that don't even be disrespecting women get disrespected back. Facts. And I didn't even do nothing to disrespect you.
No, I definitely feel that. I don't agree with being disrespectful because I don't do disrespect.
But not saying nothing is being disrespectful too.
Yeah, no, so I definitely agree with that. Like, I am, like, I don't know, like, me and my husband, like, we was friends first. Like, so I was always able to just be me. But I also want, like, men to take into account that just as women, the same way y'all have, like, weight and stuff on your mind, we have it on our mind, too. So sometimes it's not that easy to switch back and be like, oh.
In the club?
It's not meant to. It's not always meant to be disrespectful. I'm not defending nobody or anything like that because it took for me to be taken out of my element to understand that from LA, we just taught to be hard and just kind of like always on your gangster. You can't never relax.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that.
So when I adapted to that, I was like, okay, cool. It is cool to laugh and smile, but then, like I said, just to see the way people take advantage of that. But no, it should never be disrespect. And I think that as women, we do need to learn and also just be an example to show, like, you can dismiss somebody with you can always be respectful and graceful and classy in any situation. You don't have to get all nasty with it and be motherfucker and like, you don't have to do that. Just, no, I'm good, thank you.
At all times,
or, hey,
sister.
I'm not interested, but what's up? Like, you want to talk about sports?
Nah, we ain't talking about nothing.
She said sports.
And that's cool if that's what that person wants to do. But I think that don't be disrespectful.
If I'm over here talking if he over there talking to you about sports, he missing his time that could be his potential girlfriend somewhere else.
But talking to her about sports might lead that person to be your soulmate. You don't know. Why I always got to be like, oh, let me really get to know. I don't know you.
Man,
Let's be friends.
Mila, you talking from your personal experience. You talking from your person.
That's how you got your husband?
I don't want to talk. How did I get you?
Oh, he there?
I don't know. How did I get you?
Shout out, hubby.
You tell them the story.
Nah,
I ain't gonna talk about that time.
Nah, but for real, we do really respect your opinion, though. We just wanted the reality of it is that some women, they just automatically, like you said, they jump to conclusions, they get mad, they trip, but they could be in your mindset too. They just want to be seen and heard and talked to, and then fall into being in love with you. But everybody has their different ways of approaching somebody. So I don't know. Everybody gonna have a different story. But we do want to say thank you for calling in.
Before people fall in love with each other, it's an attractiveness there.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Okay, and also, God, y'all talk a lot. The question asks, what did men need from women? And, of course, I'm not a man, but just in this time that we've been married, I think that as women, we should take more pride. We want to cook. We want to clean. We want to fuck you and suck you good. But are we that focused on creating a safe space for our man to be vulnerable with us and to really be able to communicate without feeling judged after?
Ooh.
Man, can you say that one more time for the people in the back?
I had to say that one more time.
Hang up.
Okay. My husband looked at me like, you better practice what you preach, girl.
Shit, you need to offer it.
But seriously, just really work on creating a safe space for men to just feel and to communicate with us in a way that's effective for both people. Like, it's always the woman saying, you're not listening, I want to be heard. Well, shit, he want to be heard too.
Because you know what? Let me tell you. You want me to tell you something? A little secret?
Yes.
If we can't do it with y'all, we can't do it with nobody.
Message.
No, for real.
Church.
Nah,
We don't have that.
Nah, but that's real. But we finna close out real quick though. But thank you for calling in, Mila. We appreciate that.
Y'all have a good night.
Yeah,
you too, sister.
And we gonna give you that round of applause for that because you did come through. But shout out to Mila though. That's some real. But we finna go into a different segment tonight, man. I know we talked about a lot tonight. And I know we did go in on what we would like to see in women, what women need from us. Y'all could call in and let us know if y'all want to.
I mean, we gave y'all the chance.
Yeah, we did.
In the Black Barbershop, which we usually don't do.
But yeah, man, we finna go into our different segment. Don't mess my cut up. So I'm finna go into 3 different rap lyrics, and we're gonna have my nigga Ace or we're gonna have my nigga Nick figure out what songs are these, okay? So the first one I'm finna go into. Are you ready for it?
Man, bro, don't read them like a fucking college professor, my nigga.
I'm about to read them like a college professor.
Parviati or whatever the dude is, be doing the Italian.
Yeah, I'm
don't do that.
I'm gonna read them like a college professor. I ain't gonna rap it like the song because you gonna get it. All right,
let's go.
Situation no longer comes by. Seems like they forgot about me.
That's Akon locked up.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
I'm seeing his face in my head. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
See,
I went to that little alien voice.
There you go.
All
right, I got
Wesley Snipes Black.
All right, so you got that one. I got another one. I know y'all should get this. We grew up on this nigga. Hair nappy, but I'm happy. Pocket full of dough.
Oh.
Hair nappy, but I'm happy. Pocket full of dough. Y'all gotta know this one.
Can I phone a friend? Nah.
Can I get the origin?
God.
Can I get the origin of error, please?
Right.
Hair nappy, but I'm happy. Pocket full of dough.
What can I get the era of what that lyric was
from the CO?
That sound like Bow Wow.
Represented so.
Oh my God, you gave me a Bow Wow lyric. Jesus
come on, man,
Christ.
y'all supposed to know that though.
Look,
I got it.
You got it.
No disrespect. I wasn't listening to Bow Wow.
You wasn't listening to Bow Wow?
No.
That shit was knocking right there.
Shit was knocking.
I only listened to Bow because I used to work at a record store when his album, that Beware a Dog album, first came out.
Oh yeah,
we had
that
to play
shit
that
was
in
hard.
the store. So
that shit was hard.
That's the only time I never really paid attention though.
All right, last one. I know y'all got
a little classic.
Y'all got this one. She lost a little ass playing with her nose. You know that. That's Nip.
Yep.
You got that. That was my segment. I hope y'all fuck with that. You feel me? Those are my songs right there.
Imani said, "What does black men want from black women?"
What does black men want from black women?
Yeah.
I mean, mine might sound very traditional.
Did we touch on that or no?
Yeah,
we did, but I was gonna say mine might sound very traditional, but I basically believe I deserve these things, so that's why I'm gonna say that.
All that cooking and cleaning shit is for sure.
Yeah,
that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, but we have to say that because women these days don't believe that that's a part of their lifestyle with a man. Women believe that they don't have to cook and clean no more. That's not incorporated into their relationship.
So what are we gonna do?
We have to say it.
Nah, but then that's when you got niggas taking on female roles. Like, man, now he walking around with the apron and shit on all damn day.
Well, here's the thing, man. Well, for me, I think there's certain roles that men should do and there's certain roles that women should do. But I mean, as far as cleaning the house, you like to clean the house unless you like living in filth.
For sure.
I don't give a damn who clean the house.
Everybody
I don't
cleans.
care who wash the dishes. Unless you got a dishwasher, I don't give a damn who washed the dishes.
But you got women who don't clean too.
But or they got a house full of dirty dishes every time you come through.
And that's what I'm saying.
So I'm like,
in a relationship, you can have a nigga that don't
clean. Two things would deter me away from you: dirty bathroom and a dirty kitchen. Right. I'm cool.
Okay, so
I don't give a damn how fine
dirty
you
bathroom
are.
and dirty kitchen.
So with that question being asked,
no.
So with that question being asked,
just like a little recap.
What would you require of your woman? That's the question that I would want to know from both of you.
Let brother Ace go first.
I really like to be mind fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like to have like thoughtful conversations. You know what I'm saying, about shit that I deal with, because I think that I don't think like the normal person. So I would like for my woman to be open to all ideas and all different aspects of life. Cooking, she gotta cook, cause I like to eat. Cleaning, and she gotta like to have sex. And she gotta be a go-getter. She gotta be a go-getter and ambitious. And then as long as you got that and you like traveling, we good.
Hey, you spoke for me.
I mean, same here. I think the other thing, I want to have conversations. I want to have fun conversations. I want to be able to have philosophical conversations. I want to be able.
I like goofy women. I'm sorry.
I'm saying I want to have fun conversations. I want to be able to go to a movie and watch any kind of movie, and we could talk about it, have fun. I want to basically have almost like a best friend. I want somebody that has my back like a spinal cord. I mean, if you got it, then hey, that's what it is.
Hey, see, the homegirl said that's kind of being called an inmate if you doing those things. If you out there cooking and cleaning.
See.
I'm just saying, some women do believe.
What it is.
But some women.
Sister.
But everybody.
Who was that? Sister.
Anybody.
Sister.
With my sisters.
Anybody. Well, listen. Everybody's different, but again, I mean, what works for one work for the other.
See, we threw somebody else. D threw that out there. She said, "Well, I think this is a girl." She said, "What about men who don't clean?" Like, see, that's what I mean. I'm just saying, it's not that we don't clean, but I see they throw that out there as it becomes a competition.
I think, well, no, I don't think it's so much a competition. I think it's a conversation, and I think that's where the conversation comes beforehand. I think if you have an open conversation, this is where we as men have to be open and honest once again and have a conversation.
But then
say, look, this is what I expect.
You might need
and
to go back to moms
and
really look at how niggas was raised if you don't like cleaning up.
Like
if you see some shit is dirty and
the fact
you don't
want
to clean
it
inmates,
up, tells me a little bit more than I need to know about you.
The fact that you see some shit is dirty and don't want to clean it up, that's disturbing.
Extremely.
Okay, but this is my question, because I really do. Is it wrong for us to require a woman to cook and clean? Is it wrong for us to require
they require shit of us.
I don't know if requirement may be a stretch, but I think, again, what do you expect of me and what do I expect of you?
And look.
That's a conversation. That's what I'm saying. Go back to a conversation.
And nobody's saying that when you meet me and as soon as we get together that you
need
to know how to
shit.
cook.
Right.
You can learn how to cook. Let's learn how to cook together. Make it a fucking fun thing to do between us.
I'm going to say this, though. There's some that don't know how to cook and can't cook to save their life.
But niggas can learn,
I
didn't see somebody learn.
Big Mama ain't around no more.
It's that Dorsey education twin, my bad.
Big Mama ain't around no more. Big Mama used to teach.
So you don't think people can learn how to cook?
I don't think some people can, no.
I've seen it happen before.
Hell no. I don't think some people can. I've had some people in my family that couldn't cook a lick. And they tried it, and I'm talking about years.
But I don't think they really tried.
Epic fail.
Because look, this is the coldest thing.
This
what I'm starting to notice. Because I'm starting to take a little interest in cooking.
All right, that's what's up.
It's recipes.
Brother.
It's a fucking recipe,
I'm
bro.
gonna tell you.
So if I got measuring cups and shit, right? How hard is it to read what all of this shit is taking?
Bro, I'm going to tell you this. God got a calling for your life, but that ain't it. And when it comes to cooking, just because you can read a recipe, it's about flavor. It's about knowing, because what sometimes was put on that recipe, that's why I say Big Mama ain't around no more. Because Big Mama didn't have no recipe. Mama didn't have no recipe all the time. Mama just do some things together and said, let me try this. Some instinct kicked in. Let me try this. Let me put a little more of this paprika in here. Let me put a little more of this nutmeg in here. Even though they only asked for a quarter of a teaspoon, let me put this half a teaspoon of nutmeg in there and see how, and it come out better than what the recipe is.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have a knack.
I've been seeing that.
You got to have a knack. You got to have a knack for cooking.
Kendrick says recipes mess you up.
Hello.
Nah, but look.
Hey, I just made some banana pudding for Easter, bro.
And again, I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying it. I'm saying some people, again,
you know what I'm saying?
That ain't the plan that God got for their life.
But look, we're gonna bring it back. If you could take anything away from this conversation, what would you want the people to take away from this conversation we had tonight? What would you want the people to take away from this conversation?
Girls, be your nigga best friend.
Hashtag.
That's what I'm gonna take away.
Be
his best friend. So I think we need to focus on
hashtag be your nigga's best friend.
Let's go back to going. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out what each other like. I wanna be your best friend.
Shout out
to
Twin. She be cooking and cleaning. She said she ain't. Don't get it twisted. And the word was intimate, not inmate. My bad. You know, that's that Dorsey education.
Oh,
I'm glad I went to Crenshaw.
That sent the whole conversation in a different direction.
I know. That's what we was just talking about.
She meant intimate and said inmate.
No, he said
I read
inmate.
it wrong because I'm
You
reading
said
from right
inmate.
here. I need glasses.
I apologize. I apologize to that sister.
Right.
But nah.
I think it's open communication amongst both parties. I think if you have open communication and be, kind of just know what you want, you can grow into what more things that you want. But if you know the basics of what you want, I think that eradicates a lot of confusion.
Factuals.
I got you. And what would be your biggest takeaway from this conversation?
Self-examination.
Self-examination.
What can I do to make myself better and not attract the people that I don't want to attract? What frequency do I need to be on to attract the type of woman or women that I want to attract?
That's adult thinking. That boy.
Nah, bro. I went through that. I went through that.
And I think women need to do that as well.
What people need to really realize, because I ain't going to go into what women need to do or what men need to do. But basically, you can manifest what you want in your life. Period. That's period. Whatever you want. Like, if you want this, that, and the third, and you with somebody that ain't lining up with that, then you know what I'm saying? You obviously don't believe that you can have that, because if you did, you wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? You wasting time over here. You can't keep complaining about what somebody's not doing when there's somebody out there doing the shit that you want them to do. Mm-hmm. But you can't go get them because you over here complaining.
And that's crazy because my wrap-up is on that too. And it's kind of going back to what we talked about when it comes to Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Be careful of what attention that you're seeking, because sometimes the attention that you are seeking is not the attention that you want. And you want to be very mindful that the things that you're doing all has a consequence. Putting yourself in different situations, aligning yourself with people that you know you should not be around are all things that you need to be mentally aware of. You cannot blame other people for the situations that you're putting yourself in, because that makes you a messy human being. That's just me coming off the head with that, because I think a lot of people, they want to play victim. And I'm going to say this again, no disrespect to anybody that has been sexually assaulted. I'm only speaking in reference to being aware of your environment. Be aware of your environment, and please do not play victim of something that you put yourself in. That's something that I just need people to start being aware of, because you need to self-evaluate, and you need to take a lot of, you need to look in the mirror. That's just me being honest with you. You need to really see who you really are. And if nobody agrees with that, that's your opinion. But I personally think that people need to be very aware of that. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Barbershop. Thank you, Nick, for coming through, man. We really appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate it. This was fun, man. Anytime, man. Anytime, you know.
And make sure y'all check Nick out, too. You want to set that in one more time?
You can follow me on all things social media at Nick Hamilton LA. You can catch me every Saturday, TMA with Nick Hamilton, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, the Good News Radio Network. Also, The Opposite Reaction, which is every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on SoundCloud, as well as iHeartRadio.
That's what's up, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Barbershop. Hope y'all have a good night.